Hello and welcome to this channel's first feature presentation. Before we start, however, it is important to note that some of the topics covered are slightly not what is usually found here. Like all other videos with touchy subjects, viewer discretion is advised. With that said, let us move on to tonight's documentary. Plants vs. Zombies is a game franchise you may have heard of. Containing numerous and humorous games, multiple amounts of merch, and millions of fans across the world. From a 2D tower defense to a third-person shooter, to a collectible card game, to a match 3 game, to a comic graphic novel series by Dark Horse. It is safe to say that this franchise has shown what is behind enemy lines, right? But even this small franchise still holds some secrets and tidbits of trivia. Secrets that only those with a hardcore tendency for this franchise will know. Now no more. Tonight, we shall take a deep dive into the Plants vs. Zombies iceberg made by Void 4. Layer 1. PopCap. PopCap are the people who made the entirety of these games apart from PvZ Match. EA. These are the greedy guys who bought PopCap and basically owns the PvZ franchise. PvZ, the first game in the series, this was a massive success not only due to its large replayability, but also because of the high amount of accessibility options available. You can play it on PC, PS3, Xbox 360, DS, DSiWare, iOS, Android, Windows Phone, Adobe Flash, PS Vita, and BlackBerry 10. PvZ 2, the poor sequel to PvZ 1, it was largely criticized for it not only being a mobile exclusive, as opposed to the original's 11 ports, but also for the huge number of microtransactions put into it. Despite the criticisms, it is still receiving updates as we speak, with the latest one bringing in the Beansprout plant. PvZ 3. This is the third tower defense game. However, as of the time of writing, it has still not been released, likely due to how much the franchise had died down at the time. Garden Warfare. The first third-person shooter based on PvZ, it was a success with 8 different classes, lots of variants and maps, and a unique experience for the player base that no other game had. BFN Founder Edition. This was an early access version of BFN, where people who paid for it would get exclusive rewards each week. Laura Shigehara. She was the original music composer for the first game, but left PopCap during the development of the sequel. However, some beta tracks that she composed can still be found in the files. George Fan. The creator of the franchise, who left PopCap before development on the sequel started. See? This is why PvZ 2 is the worst in the series. Crazy Dave and Dr. Zomboss. The two leaders of both the plant and zombie factions respectively, they are massive rivals. LuigiFan0001, a plush YouTuber who is still active today. He is on here because he did a series playing with the PvZ plushies. I guess he still doesn't know they are bootlegs, but even still his content is enjoyable. Plush videos. Piggybacking off of LuigiFan, there are other plush PvZ YouTubers such as Purple Zombie. Tree of Wisdom. This was a PC exclusive feature for PvZ 1 where a player could buy tree food. Then give it to the tree so it can give you information. Pots and Bots, a feature in the Garden Warfare games. This allowed you to get help outside of the players themselves and can be earned through opening packs. Zen Garden. A mode in PvZ 1 that allowed you to be at peace whilst the war against zombies was happening. Game of the Year Edition, the PC port of PvZ. Giddy Park, the hub world for BFN. Backyard Battleground. The hub world for GW2. Sticker packs. These are rigged, just so you know, but these are what you get in order to get stuff in GW1+2. SPUDOW, POWIE, and Doom. These are what show up when either a potato mine, cherry bomb, or a doom shroom explodes. Zombies on your lawn. The end credits theme for PvZ1. Power mints. These are in PvZ2 and can power up plants on the lawn. Battle for Neighborville. The third TPS, it was unfortunately discontinued not even a year within its release. Quite unfortunate really. Girl browncoats. These only show up in PvZ3 and are self-explanatory. Zach Scott's Games. A gaming YouTuber who mostly does PvZ stuff like 1131 PvZ2 videos, at the time of writing, and 437 gigawatts 2 videos, at the time of writing. Wolfie Plays. Another funny PvZ YouTuber. Who plays a lot of GW2 and rages a lot. It's all so funny. Go check him out. PvZ mods and ROM hacks. Self-explanatory. These change textures most of the time, but can also introduce new plants and zombies. Premium plants, the most BS feature on PvZ2. #SAVEGW2, a campaign that started to remind PopCap that the game still exists. And people are still playing it. Bloom and Doom Seed Company, the name seen on the individual seed packets in PvZ1. Layer 2. Yeti Zombie, a rare occurrence in the original PvZ, only available in one level, that being 4 to 10 on the second adventure. VS Mode, a feature exclusive to the console ports of PvZ1. It's where one player does the planting while a second player does the summoning of the zombies. PvZ Heroes, the collectible card game that I hinted at earlier back in the intro. This game stopped receiving updates, however the characters could really benefit from this by being in a PvZ fighting game. Trial of Nomus, one of the biggest updates that Garden Warfare 2 received. It's where you get 4 trial keys and then progress through them. Once you have completed all 4 trials and beaten all Gnome Guardians, then you can claim your rewards. Torchwood and HOVERGOAT 3000. Dark Horse Comics. These are the guys who are publishing new PvZ books, with a new one coming out on the 17th of October 2023, being titled, The Unpredictables. Town Hall. This is where a bunch of mystery portal game modes were made, and it was amazing. The one for this month is Legends of the Brawl. Slender Man Easter egg, in GW1, on the map Zomboss Estate. If you look into the woods, you can see him just standing there, menacingly. Funnily enough, in the Tactical Taco Party Pack, the Easter egg was updated to have him getting burrowed. I guess canonically, Slender Man is on Team Zombies. Oh god. Rule 34. Just for your own safety don't look this up, but in just 3 words, this is redacted. Project Picnic. This was the codename for Battle for Neighborville when it was just a little beta. Weird Halloween costumes. Self-explanatory, just go on Amazon and look up PvZ costumes and boom. I have the pea-shooter one myself and nowadays, the head smells like a literal zombie's armpits in a garbage can with all the roaches, raccoons, and rats you can think of. Deadplants.x. A PvZ creepypasta where someone plays a pirated version of PvZ and at the end they have to fight all their plants that have been eaten by the zombies. Ice Level. A mysterious minigame only found on the Limbo page, it acts rather strangely. When you click on it, you are taken to a normal day level, except that no sun falls, plants are pre-selected, and no zombies spawn at all. The only thing the player is really able to do, without the toolkit's insane powers, is plant a walnut and that's it. The Great Citron Nerf. This is what people are calling the update that greatly nerfed all citrons, most notable of them all is Electro Citron, and caused their damage at medium range to greatly suffer. Promotional variants. These were variants that were sponsored by Cheetos and Aquafina. These include Berry Pea, Citrus Cactus, Dr. Chester, and Chester Chomper. Rux. This is the guy who sells you crappy but admittedly somewhat good-looking abilities for ridiculous prices. The mushrooms, gravebuster, flowerpot, and planter aren't plants. Self-explanatory. Crazy Dave model. In GW2's files there exists an idle animation suggesting that Crazy Dave was meant to be interacted with in person. Google Translate. This is what SoundPenny makes in PVZ2. It is obviously a parody of Google Translate. Can someone help me on how to get the male British voice in the comments? It's what all the good YouTubers use. Cheat codes. If you type in some words in PVZ on PC then you'll get things like zombies with cool shades and mustaches. Giga Gargantuar. This is an extremely rare zombie only on PC. It is even tougher than normal Gargantuar, but the only other difference is that it has red eyes. The Limbo page. This is a page where there are a bunch of unused minigames such as Big Time, Grave Danger, and Squirrel. PVZ-DS Edition. This was the first time PVZ was on any Nintendo console, with the only other official time being BFN on Switch. Mr. Stubbins. This is Dr. Zomboss's pet zombie hedgehog, and a minor antagonist in the PVZ comics. They're so darn good. Crazy Targets. A shooting range of sorts in GW2's sewers. Plasma P was made from a contest. Self-explanatory, but this is actually true, which means that Scuba P and Wizard P are unfortunately not in PVZ GW. I'm a Gnome. A sick song in GW2. If you access the secret gnome room, then you can hear the song playing. Rose refuses to be nerfed. Despite Rose's bad health, her abilities are busted and haven't really been nerfed in GW2's lifespan. Boss Mode. If you don't really want to be involved in battles in GW1, then this mode has you covered. Legendary Variants. These are variants of characters in GW2 that have a legendary meter. They are all of the following: Disco Chomper, Iron Citron, Commando Corn, Party Citron, Party Rose, Party Corn, Computer Scientist, Party Imp, Scallywag Imp, Toxic Brains, Party Brains, and Captain Partyman. Legendary hats. Like legendary characters, except more common. Costumes. This is what replaces variants in BFN. It looks cool, but they would have really benefited from having their own weapons. Co-op mode. The complete opposite of versus mode on PS3 and Xbox 360. Plants vs. Goblins. A rip-off of PVZ, where instead of zombies, now it's goblins. Yawn. Iceberg lettuce was supposed to be a potted plant in GW. Self-explanatory, but I couldn't find anything about this. My best guess is that it was likely replaced by Ice Shroom. Lawn of the Dead and other scrap names. Self-explanatory, with the first one being a reference to the film Dawn of the Dead. PVZ Minecraft mod. A really cool Minecraft mod. If only it was a real thing. The Art of PVZ, an art book showing concept art for the PVZ franchise as a whole. No music glitch. An atrocious glitch in PVZ2 where even if your music setting was on it would just be silence apart from SFX. Risk PVZ Edition. A version of the Risk board game. Why there's an Xbox One game stuck to my ceiling. A post where a guy tried to kill a bug with an Xbox One copy of GW1 but ended up with the game on his ceiling. This would later make it into BFN as an Easter egg, except it's now a PS4 copy as opposed to Xbox. Almanac. An encyclopedia on all the plants and zombies in PVZ1 apart from the rare ones. NPCs. Self-explanatory. Guys like Landfill and Dave BOT 3000.1. Layer 3 Plants vs. Zombies 3D. Ancient Egypt. A slot machine developed by IGT, for all your gambling and zombie zapping needs. Nut Allergy Death. a rare death animation for PVZ1 where if a zombie bites a wall or tall nut, then there is a small, very small chance that they'll die, and that's the extent of that. Michael Jackson Zombie, the original dancing that was replaced due to controversy surrounding the actual Michael Jackson's death. PVZ movie, a DreamWorks production that was unfortunately scrapped. Given their history with a based on books approach, they could bring it back, only based on the comics. Crazy Dave is the last person on Earth, finally. Our first theory on this iceberg. And it's a complete bust. Since the Garden Warfare games are canon, and in BFN we see someone inside their house, then that means that David isn't alone. The blood on the Buckethead zombie is actually paint. Self-explanatory, it is proven in some concept art. Crazy Dave stole Penny from Zomboss. This theory has some evidence. Zomboss outright says that Penny has the same signature as his other creations, meaning that Dave is a fraud. Garlic is married. Wait, what? Yeah. So according to his almanac entry, Garlic canonically has a wife. Absolutely disturbing. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight. Walnuts can't feel pain. I think not. PVZGW2 Menchie's. A promotion with some Froyo company where they had stylized cups themed after a different side. PVZ Manga. An officially licensed manga that has swears like bull, redacted, and dumb, redacted. Pop Smarts, the Pop-Tarts of PVZ. Crazy Dave hates cats. Whether you cat fans like it or not, he does indeed hate cats. PVZ KFC Bucket. Promotion with wings. Chomper was removed from BFN for a glitch. Self-explanatory, but it's just insane to think about. Unicorn Chomper and Z7 Imp. Two special variants in GW2. Funko Pops. Pea Shooter, Sunflower, some zombies. And strangely Swashbuckler Zombie and Super Brains got Funko Pops, which are pretty pricey nowadays. Iceberg Lettuce in BFN. Cut content that was supposed to come to BFN but was cancelled when the game lost its support. PVZ Watch Skin. For those rich PVZ fans who want to show their love for this franchise. The Complete Zombie. An achievement on the PS3, and it's insane to get. It's essentially this game's platinum achievement. Original Garg designs. Slugger, am I right? Wild West was supposed to be a farm. Makes sense, right? PVZ Hard Mode. A mod that is literally that. Original PVZ2 map design. It looks better in my opinion. Corn in Real Life. A promotional trailer for GW2 with human corn. Disgusting. Brain Bucket. A hat in TF2 that was given to those who got PVZ on Steam before the 5th of May 2011. Layer 4. PVZ Adventures. This was a Facebook game that was unfortunately taken down. However, the community made a fan version called PVZ Road Trip. Go check it out. The costumes for Torchwood and Hovergoat were supposed to be variants, self-explanatory. Party icons for these were found in the files for GW2 and contradicted with what the devs said about them solely being costumes and not variants. Gravedigger Easter egg in Z-Tech Factory. Self-explanatory. Crazy Dave created the zombies using fog. This is not true because the zombies are made from a machine called the Zombio-Modich. BFN was supposed to be GW3. Well, that sucks. Limited editions. These were made for the PC and DS versions of PVZ1 respectively, with the DS version coming with a pea-shooter stylus. Man, I wanted that. Little Big Planet costumes. I mean, just look at them. Crazy Dave looks like a turd and Colonel Polt looks like he ate one too many cheese balls. Plasma P based of the night sky. Well, it kinda makes sense. Believe it or not, this is true. Talking Zombatar. Like Talking Tom, but with a zombie, and it was unfortunately scrapped and cancelled. PVZ web version. A demo of PVZ that can be found on the internet. BK and Carl's Jr.'s toys. BK made these in 2015 and Carl's Jr.'s made these in 2020. Bill Nye commercial. This was part of the release of Origin, where Bill Nye the Frickin' Science Guy made commercials featuring Origin games, including GW2. Harry Zombie plush. This is a plush design that is really rare. GW2 Heisenberg Easter egg. On the map Lunar Landing, if you spot a wall of posters, you can see a zombie that looks like Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. The Imitator boss. Originally, the Imitator was supposed to be a boss hunt in GW2 but was scrapped due to the sheer expensiveness of the character's traits. Toy Wiz. A company that makes K'NEX PVZ minifigures and such. Zombies used to wear armor in early betas. Self-explanatory. Project Hot Tub. The version of BFN that wasn't supposed to be public but was and got tons of criticism as a result. Renegade Imp. A scrapped boss hunt like the Imitator but was cut. KFC PVZ Kids Meal Toys. Like BK and C Juniors but with finger-licking good chicken. Layer 5 Evil Dave. In the Chinese PVZ2. There is a character known as Evil Dave. He's basically Dave's evil brother. PVZ All-Stars, not to be confused with the zombie of the same name. This was a Chinese PVZ game that had plants evolving but was taken down. Fred the Sunflower. This is a sunflower in the comics who is the only one, so far, to have been confirmed a male. Harvey Flaxcaster. This is a guy mentioned by Crazy Dave in 4 to 5. Wait, could it be? You play as Harvey Flaxcaster? Rabbit Imps. These little fellers only show up in the social edition of PVZ and are just score multipliers. PVZ Social Edition. Speaking of that social edition, it had a couple of new plants and zombies. But that's about the extent of that. Zombies don't need air. True, because of Snorkel Zombies Almanac entry. Engineer drones in GW2 files. Self-explanatory. Imps were scrapped zombie children. Shown in some concept art, these were likely scrapped due to how naughty it would be to just straight up kill children. Pure sadness. PVZ board game. This was a board game version of PVZ that was unfortunately never released to the public. I'm so sorry. This is a PVZ creepypasta based on the one of the same name. I watched it myself and it's honestly not that scary. Each game series is a different timeline. That would explain the random plot holes. But it could be true. Dog Walker. This is a zombie that was unfortunately scrapped and had a mechanic similar to the newspaper zombie. Layer 6. The zombie invasion has been going on for decades. This is proven by the Imitator's Almanac entry, where he describes the zombie wars of 76. PVZ is a dead Frank No. Crazy Dave speak his own language. The language he speaks is called Crazy Dave and is confirmed by his own niece Patrice Blazing in the comic Lawnmageddon. Berry Brigade. Like the iceberg lettuce, they were also scrapped when BFN lost its support, and this guy would have been a unique plant. PVZ Android TV Edition. A version of the game made for the Android TV. This brings the total port count to 12. Oh my god. Really crappy bootleg figures. I could literally look up PVZ toys anywhere and at least 25 of the results I get would be bootlegs. Stinky. Dirty bootlegs all the way from China. More GW1 maps were supposed to return and get zombified. Self-explanatory, but strangely Walnut Hills doesn't have a zombified version. Weird. Final layer. Warning. This could get musty-dusty. So be warned. PVZDS Edition soundtrack plays wrong notes. Self-explanatory, but the most obvious examples are Moongrains and Graze the Roof. Even still, it's so much better than HD soundtrack. PVZ Lost Betas. These were two prototypes of the first game that would have been lost media, had it not been for the contributions made by Chemist with Two Shoes on Discord. Crazy Dave's car. It's not what you think. PopCap confirmed that it is a Toyota Corolla. And for the longest time, I thought that it was the Twitty Dinky's car. Guess not. The pickle cactus glitch. In Garden Warfare, when the servers glitched, sometimes you could see a no-arms cactus, basically a pickle. PVZU53RDV. This is another creepypasta where at the end it shows a wide-smiled zombie. Oh, and when I say wide, I mean very wide. Even to the point where it's not even on its face. Truly horrifying actions. Well, that's the iceberg. It took so long to make this. Welp. Thanks for watching, and the next documentary will focus on one of three things: the unused content in Cuphead, the Super Smash Bros. Iceberg Explained, or the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. Leave your vote in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this, and good night to you all. And a happy Halloween.